Hello and welcome back to Stepping Stones with Sheena. And today we are going to have our lesson in calories. Now, this one, I'm not a calorie counter, but the reason I wanted to do this talk today is there's a lot of clients that I've been talking with are really focused on the fat. And one of the things I wanted to what I realized is people didn't really understand what each one of these energies, we're going to call them energies, are for and what they are for your body. So today's stepping stone is basically all about calories. And calories, when I grew up, was a bad word. Yes, you never wanted to have too many calories. Now, here's a very interesting little stat for you. Did you know that it is 1,400 calories on average for the average person in North America is the amount of calories that you require just to breathe? 1,400 calories to breathe. So when you think about that, that is for you to blink, breathe. That's for your lungs to move, your heart to beat, your blood to circulate, everything in your body. That is a lot of calories, but yet society and magazines and body shaming, most calories out there, or I'm going to say diets, I have seen some as low as 600 calories, and there's a popular program out there that bases their calories on 1,200 calories a day. Now, I do believe that there is a portion problem in the world, but in the meantime, today it's a huge topic. We're going to, try to rein it in on calories. So 1,400 calories. So on the average person, everyone thinks, oh my goodness, that's a lot. But I am here to tell you it's not a lot, because when we think about what our body needs for fuel, it is astronomical. Now, there are a billion different diets out there that are going to give you different knowledge and different advice. Now, number one thing is everybody is different and every person is different in the stage they're at now. So myself, as a middle-aged menopausal woman, I require a completely different amount of calories than when I was 20. I just figured that out this year. So when I was 20, your body is more forgiving. When you are 50, it's less forgiving. So I still require those same amount of calories, but the types of calories are very important to my body and the function of it. Because when you think about it, how many years have I gone using my body to process anything that was out of balance? Now, as you get older, there's less forgiveness, and your body does not forgive you or try to balance out the calorie differences. So first of all, let's talk about protein. Protein is essential for muscle building. It's the thing that makes your muscles work. We need protein. Now, everyone gets freaked out, and I will not get on any bandwagon. If you are vegetarian, vegan, right to a meat eater, protein is protein. So there's different types of protein. So just select the type that you would like to eat. So I do not believe there is a right or wrong. I just believe what is right for you may not be right for me. Okay? There's a huge bandwagon out there. I believe we should be tolerant of all people of what they eat. And you may not like what they eat, but it might be because of source or availability. But just think protein. So wherever you live in the world, just use your protein or select your protein accordingly. Next thing is carbohydrates. So there is the fad of eliminate carbs, but through the ages, carbs have evolved. I am talking about carbs, the real carbs. Real carbs are things that have not really been processed. Processed stuff has carbs and protein and fat. We're going to talk about like real food. All of this stuff is real food. So like even a protein, I'm talking about a real food. We can get into man-made stuff as well as fabricated food. But carbs, I'm talking about a carb is lettuce. A carb is celery. A carb is cucumbers. A carb is fruit. So a lot of people go, oh, I'm on a no carb thing. That is actually dangerous. Back in 2010, I went no carbs, so I only had protein, 100% protein, and I did not have fat. It was 80% protein and 20% carbs, but those carbs were, what were they? They were spinach. That was all I had, and asparagus. Yes, I dropped a ton of weight, but needless to say, it is not sustainable. Uh, the problem with that, I had gone to the doctor. I started to develop scurvy in my mouth. All the skin was coming off my mouth, and my body was being malnourished. It is not a good thing because your organs also take a brunt of it. So carbohydrates are essential. They are the fuel. They feed your body. Now, with today's food, carbohydrates come in the form of cakes, cookies, all the delicious stuff. But carbs actually make us, there's no vibration to them. So they make us, our energy low. So the basic thing, if you can imagine your selection of carbs, if you imagine think about the more that they crunch, the better that carb is for you. So if you can imagine crunching into celery versus biting into a piece of cake, the crunch, you can feel the vibration with the celery. That means that choice of carbohydrate is better than the vibration of the cake. Does that make sense? There is no vibration when you bite into it. It's like butter. So that doesn't get your juices going. Okay? Now, the last one is fat. Growing up in 1970s, fat was bad. Everything was fat-free. But when they take something away, they add something in its place. In those days, and still now, it is filled with stuff. And it used to be filled with sugar, tons of corn syrup and sugar. So it would spike your insulin, and it's worse to go fat-free. And it's just like if you went sugar-free, what are they replacing it with? Think about that. So the one thing I really want to emphasize, even though the 9 calories per serving or gram of fat seems so high and people freak out, I want you not to freak out. One of the most important organs in your body that actually makes all the decisions, even makes the decision for your heart to beat, is your brain. Your brain is a fat organ. It requires fat. So if your brain does not get enough fat, you cannot make effective decisions. You won't be able to think right, and your body will not be able to operate properly. So good fat are the nuts, avocado. There's the good fats. There is a whole list of them. I'm going to do another video on the foods, but please do not avoid your fat. So when I don't have time, I will have a protein shake. I used to just have a plain protein shake, which was 15 grams of protein per serving and has 0 carbs. But for me, so I can think properly, because my job with muscle activation techniques and planning and dealing with clients all the time, I need to be on my game mentally. So I will add a scoop of peanut butter and natural peanut butter in my protein shake, and I shake it up. And then I at least have protein and fat, and it actually helps feed my brain, makes me feel more satisfied. And sometimes then I'll have some celery or something, depends. But I usually try to get the fat and the protein, for sure. And the other thing, fat makes your face look phenomenal. So it's your skin is an organ, so always remember that. Okay, Olive oil is great. Same with coconut oil. We cook a lot of stuff in coconut oil. So, anyways, I was just looking at the time. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but there are a lot of questions about what is in a calorie. Ideally, we would like you to eat balanced. And the balance, believe it or not, it used to be that they thought that heart disease was too much fat in your diet, but there's more evidence that too much sugar in your diet causes heart disease. It thins the walls in your arteries, and it causes inflammatory disorders. So it is essential for you to have more fat than sugar. Okay, so ideally, a balanced, since we don't have 50-50, protein is 30% of your diet, carbs 30% of your diet, and fat 40%. Now, the only reason that 40%, this is debatable. I've seen it 35, 35, and then 30. So this is the average, but it's because of the 9 grams per ounce of fat. That it's not a lot. This number is not a lot with this. So when you think about a delicious avocado on your salad, you will be thankful that you're going 40%. If you do have an issue where you want to build more muscle, you may want to increase the protein, and decrease your carbohydrates. But in general, this is a very general rule of thumb, but it's not the law. And once again, if you would like to have something worked out specifically for your body and your goals, please give me a call and send me an email at Sheena@Health Matters Fitness, and we can go through a whole assessment on you and your goals, and then get a plan specifically for you. So thank you again for watching, and have a fabulous day.